Hey guys, this is Kosta. I help people break the system to build a better future. Today we are going to be talking about the problem with conservatorships.
It's Britney, bitch.
So I own a home health care company here in Tennessee, and we work day in and day out with conservators or conservatorship companies that represent numerous conservators. We focus on developing good processes for the type of care that we're going to be providing for individuals, and also the level of care and what they may need.
Because caring is my job.
What is a conservatorship? A conservatorship is usually a court-appointed representative that works on behalf of someone that can no longer make decisions for themselves. So it could be a cognitive impairment, like say for example, they have severe dementia or Alzheimer's, and they are a danger to themselves or to others. So the court steps in and they say, we are going to appoint this person that's going to handle your affairs. Now, those affairs may be financial, they may be medical, the decision maker for that person's life, bar none. What does a healthy conservatorship look like? So if you consider what a conservatorship function is, a healthy conservatorship would be something like someone is living at home, they need help, they need people to look after their affairs, and they just don't have the cognitive ability to make those decisions. So a conservatorship would step in and they would kind of bridge the gaps. They try to keep that sense of normalcy and that commonality that they've had to for their entire life present, right? They don't try to change the entire script. An unhealthy conservatorship essentially comes in and it's almost a form of abuse or exploitation. They change their entire life around. They may remove elements from their life that they've lived with for their entire time on this earth. So they might tell family members, hey, look, we're not going to continue this relationship, etc., X, Y, and Z, or they might take them out of their home, they might put them in a facility and say, well, listen, we can't make it work at home, but we might have an opportunity to do it at a nursing home. And that might not be what the person wants. And if that's the case, we have to listen to the individuals, not to the conservators. I'm sure a lot of you have seen I Care a Lot on Netflix starring Rosamund Pike. So in that movie, she owns an agency that provides conservatorship services for elderly and disabled individuals.
I'm fine.
I'm afraid it's not up to you to decide.
She leverages the court system to exploit their resources, the people that she's providing those services for, and she uses it for her own personal gain, then takes those individuals and moves them into a facility, and that facility essentially provides their care, provides their housing, provides their food, and the life that they knew before she had them on a conservatorship is gone. And that's tragic. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, is that really how it works? The short answer is, it's not supposed to. As we all know, nobody's gonna make a movie as popular as I Care a Lot if there isn't situations like this, probably more times than not. We've realized as a society that these conservatorships have become unchallenged. They have gone unchallenged. And so as we progress through the years and we notice, like, wait a minute, these people actually don't have to have a conservator. They don't have to, they can make decisions on their own. Let's take the case of Britney Spears. She's been under a conservatorship for 13 years. From 2008 to present, she's 39 years old. And here's the crazy part, guys, is during this whole entire period, someone has been managing her finances, her medical care, her social life, and she's been in Las Vegas selling out shows, selling platinum albums left and right, but for some reason we feel compelled to think that she can't make decisions on her own behalf. And you see, that's the problem with conservatorships. We don't give it a second look or a third look, and we just assume that once somebody gets a conservator, they're always going to need a conservator, and their condition is never going to change. And if there's ever been a better example for someone that needs a second look or some type of review, it's someone as young and as effective and as famous and prominent as Britney Spears. We can change the culture of how we treat conservatorships if we just provided more oversight and provided more accountability to the process instead of just relying on agencies that operate as a conservator or the legal system that's just trying to move on to the next case. We can really do a good job and understand if a service like this is right for each individual and for how long.
No.
You know, we're lucky that state and federal governments right now are really looking at this conservatorship process and asking the same questions that we're talking about. Pop culture has kind of put this into prominence, into the forefront of their decision making. And to say that states are going to solve the problem or that the federal government is going to solve the problem is probably an overstatement. But if we all looked at this issue of conservatorship and said, you know what, I think we demand that there is a second and a third type of review after so many years or so many months in the conservatorship process, we can make those necessary changes and we can have the support of your local officials, your politicians, leaders, etc. But we've got to get started on that. If you know somebody that's under a conservatorship and you don't feel like they need to be, you need to leverage the situation. Talk to people in power and say, hey guys, I think they're being exploited. I think there may be some abuse. I don't think that they need this conservatorship in place. Will you at least take a second look to determine if this is right or not? The more people that start asking these types of questions, the oversight ends up increasing, and the people that need these services, that truly need these services, get it in the capacity that they want it. And why wouldn't anybody want to receive services the way that they want, right? Especially if they're paying for it. Thank you so much for watching. If we work together, we can fix this issue.